That makes sense.
Welcome. Take a chair. Come on in, everybody. Grab a seat while you can. A great crowd here tonight. Welcome to the December meeting of the Arlington County Democratic Committee. Hope everyone had a nice Thanksgiving. I want to thank everybody again for all the amazing work you did this election cycle. So we're really excited about the results. Please use best judgment on health protocols, whether they're from the CDC or some reliable organization. Arlington Democrats is an open and welcoming organization. All are welcome. Thank each and every one of you for being here. How many first-time visitors do we have today? Please raise your hand. Here. Thank you so much for being here. A lot of ways to plug into the committee, and you're going to have a lot of time to sort of learn about that during our holiday reception. So be sure to let me know if you need to be introduced to somebody. We've got a number of agenda items up today. Maybe next slide. I know we've got a couple of appointments for voter support. Thank you so much, Mark Seal, for recruiting these folks, and all these folks worked really hard this past year. Tom Kilkenny for voter registration, and Kristen Haldeman was our early voting poll rating support person. Do I have a motion to approve? Do we have a second? All those in favor say aye. Aye. Any opposed? All right, the ayes have it. Fantastic. Next thing, since 2026 is coming quick, we're going to approve our school board endorsement vote rules for 2026. We did mirror very closely what we did last year, so we are going to use election buddy again. Candidate filing opens January 4th. We're going to have a robust time period of early voting. Sites are to be determined. So we have tentative venues. I think we are using one innovation we're doing this year is we're not going to use the cafeteria at Washington and Liberty. We're going to use a much smaller room. Since a lot of people now are voting remotely, and the smaller room is going to enable us to save some money and then use that to do voter outreach. So we're kind of excited to see how that works. Always trying to improve the process. So we'll get a motion to approve, and then have to answer a couple questions.
I move that we approve the school board.
Thank you. Thank you, Sergeant at Arms. Do we have a second?
Second.
Any questions? Howard?
Can we go back to the previous slide with the previous concrete?
Yes, sir.
So we've got candidate filing closing with February.
No, it's opening. Oh, what?
It actually closes on February 27th.
27. Yeah, I'm sorry about that. I think I forgot to edit, from last month's slide. Yep, February 27th. So end of February is the close of candidate filing. Perfect. Any other questions? All those in favor, say aye. Aye. Any opposed? The ayes have it. All right, thank you everybody so much. Now we've got a couple of candidate speeches. Everybody knows next month is our precinct captain caucus and reorganization meeting. An exciting moment in Arlington Democrats. Every 2 years, according to the state party plan, all the local committees reorganize. So we have a lot of candidates signed up to run. I did offer every contested race to come and speak tonight. I think the only people that are gonna speak are two chair candidates. Oh, do we have a quarter? Someone have a quarter? You go on, John.
I only have 5 quarters of each one.
Are we do a drawing out of a hat?
What's a coin, Baker?
What is a coin?
Baker, I got a quarter.
Yeah, one, there you go. Thank you so much. All right, where are two candidates? Tony, you want up here?
Are we flipping a Bitcoin?
No. Tony, call it.
Hey,
As it is.
that's it.
You wanna go first or second?
You're first.
And candidates have 3 minutes. You have, you're allowed to have an introducer. The introducer is limited to 1 minute. If you are introducing, please limit yourself to a minute or less. The candidate gets the rest of that 3-minute time. Charlie, I'm looking at you. Bob Platt is gonna do the timing. And when he holds up the stops card, you are done. So with that, let me welcome up Charlie Conrad.
Everybody, I'm Charlie Conrad. I've been volunteering with all of y'all for the last 25 years. All of y'all are bright spots in my life, as you are to everybody else in the room. And one of those bright spots is among us tonight, Tony Weaver. I want to introduce Tony as your next chair of the Arlington Democrats. Come on, Tony, and shine your bright light up here with us. Thank you.
Thanks, Charlie. I'm running for chair of Arlington Dems because I love this organization. When Trump won the first time, I was just crushed and felt totally just powerless. But Arlington Dems welcomed me with open arms, and it has been the most meaningful and gratifying work that I've done with this organization over the years. And the people who I've worked with have just been the most steadfast, industrious, and principled people I've ever known. Arlington Dems volunteers set the standard for political organizations nationwide. Our operational excellence allows us to win not only at the local level, but in the state house and the White House. You just look at the numbers. You look at this recent gubernatorial election where we elected Abigail Spanberger, we were able to win by 15-point margin, electing the first female. Yeah, that's right. And if you look at the streets, we had 1 million people come out, then 3 million and 7 million people come out for No King's Day. It's incredible energy that we're seeing right now. And we must harness this energy. But it's not enough just to have this momentum. Our opponents are doing things, changing the rules as we play. And this is something that we must work to adapt towards, and we must plan to compensate. And in that spirit, I put out a survey to get input and to help develop a strategic plan, which I have put out. And I'd like to highlight some of the key points of that plan for you all right now. First point is plan. That we should get stakeholder input for any plan that we put forward for our organization. The second point is that we should consolidate and formalize our DEI initiatives and program into one consolidated program. Third, we should build out capacity by hiring staff, bringing on a fellowship program, bringing on an internship. Fourth, we should develop an advisory board so that we can harness the incredible talent of folks that we have here in the Arlington community. And finally, we should develop specific goals for each functional area such that they align with our strategic plan. Arlington Dems has empowered me in an incredible way. And it's up to us to empower the next generation of leaders. To me, that means developing a strong strategic plan and executing on it. And that's what I'll do if you like me for chair of Arlington Dems. Thank you, and I ask you to vote for chair.
Thank you, Tony. All right, let's see. Paul Ruiz, do you have someone introducing? Let me welcome up Commissioner of the Revenue, Kim Langler.
Good evening, Arlington Dems. It is my distinct pleasure and honor tonight to introduce Paul Ruiz. However, let's take a moment. 1 month ago, where were you? How did you feel when Virginia and Arlington made a statement to our nation? How did you feel? And Paul Ruiz played a significant leadership role in our success. My year working with him closely on the joint campaign, I learned to appreciate his ability to do work in the policy space, the environmental space, the communication space. But what I really learned about him was his leadership. Paul is a leader that listens. He will hear you out on your idea, and he will ask those questions to make your idea better. He is a leader who truly collaborates. He knows how to bring people together and their ideas together and come to common ground. He is a leader who leads by example. He doesn't just talk the talk, you'll hear him tonight, but he knows how to walk the walk. I've seen him lead strategic planning sessions and then roll up his sleeves, and then after that, he goes and he helps and he implements our priorities. I have the utmost respect and the utmost support for Paul. So let's give him a round of applause.
Good evening, Arlington Democrats. When we fight.
6 years ago, I walked into my first Arlington Democrats meeting. I didn't know anyone. I just wanted to get involved, and you welcomed me in. You showed me something powerful. People rise when someone invests in them. It's a lesson I learned from my mom, who drove the same school bus route for over 20 years. She knew every student on that school bus by name. Service means showing up consistently, even when no one is watching. That commitment to consistency delivered results this year. We helped Democrats sweep statewide races and expand our House majority, and right now, that spirit of service matters more than ever. Our community is hurting. Job losses, healthcare and food insecurity, immigrant neighbors disappearing from our streets. So we're fighting back. We organized town halls for federal workers, illegal aid forum for immigrant families, countless conversations at bus stops, in door knocks, in apartment buildings. Real organizing builds people, and people build power. In this moment, every meeting, every volunteer, every partnership has to count. If you give me the honor of becoming your chair, we will win elections by organizing year-round as one united committee. Spend our meeting time taking action, less reporting, more doing. Build volunteer opportunities that develop future leaders. Align closely with our regional and grassroots partners. It has been an honor, genuinely and sincerely, to serve as your deputy chair. This community has invested in me, and I will invest in you. I'm asking for your vote for Arlington Democrats chair. Let's get to work. Thank you.
Big round of applause for Tony and Paul. All right, we have one more candidate at least that wants to announce. Larry Fischthaler has filed for inclusion and equity chair, and Larry, you have 3 minutes. Yeah.
Good evening, Democrats. I need that testify, so. As many of you know, I've long advocated for a great education for each student and in my family, I am the 3rd and 4th generations devoted to it. I have some standing in what I call our education community. Starting as an advocate for equity and inclusion of our Hispanic students, as a LULAC liaison to APMs. Then I became chair of the Science Advisory Committee, chair of the advisory council on instruction, and president of the county council of PTAs. Now I serve as chairman of the site advisory committee again. I signed up for the inclusion equity leadership because I saw an opportunity to engage and include the education community more fully in our activities. We Democrats have nominated and elected every one of our school board, plus one, and then we saw sworn in on Saturday. But last night, the school board's working group on advisory committees voted to eliminate even the core academic advisory and the advisory committee for English learners. I believe that as this unfolds, and the implications become evident and felt by the education community, this will not be the moment for engagement. I think we urgently need a discussion of leadership, decision-making, and governance for our school. Between now and our January meeting, I need to think carefully about the best context for that discussion. Thank you.
All right, we have a late filing today for parliamentarians, so I'm going to invite up Will Driscoll. Thank you, Will. And I know we have another candidate for parliamentarian, and if he's here, he can also speak, but I'll turn it over to Will.
Good evening. I just learned today that I could file for parliamentarian. I'm a relatively new precinct captain, and Sarah Lanford sent out an email saying, indicating that, yeah, you can, as a precinct captain, you can also continue as a precinct captain and take on an officer role. I am interested in being a parliamentarian. It's a hang back and know Robert's Rules of Order and answer questions from the chair when called upon about Robert's Rules of Order. I'm an attorney. I passed the bar. And I plan, if elected, I will be the trainee to become a certified parliamentarian. And having passed the bar, I think I can pull it off. But Robert's Rules of Order, it's a thick book. It is something, and you have to pay attention, and you have to know well enough to answer questions when you're called upon, and so that's what I would do. By the way, I read Robert's Rules of Order, at least a 60-page introduction, and I really like the philosophy. Everybody gets to say, take turns and all that. Thanks.
Thank you, Will. I think our other candidates on a Zoom meeting out in the hall, but everyone will have an opportunity to speak again in January. If you don't speak tonight, did I miss any candidates? I want to be fair to everybody. I want to thank everyone who has filed to be an officer next year. It really takes a lot of work to step up and do one of the leadership roles. So really big thanks to everyone who's filed, and I hope all of us as a committee really supports them and gets to know them and here's what their mission is before we come and vote next month. If you are a precinct captain, I hope you have already filled out your form to be a precinct captain again next year. The filing deadline is Friday. Is it close at 7 p.m., right? 7 p.m.
for officers. Only for voters is the 15th.
Only for officers?
Yeah.
And if you have filed or you're getting ready to file as precinct captain, please remember that you need to also file to be a voter. So it's two separate job forms that you need to do. One makes you a candidate, the other one makes you a voter in the process. So everybody, please make sure, go to our website, go to the reorg section, make sure you sign up to be a voter. With that, let me welcome up precinct ops.
Thank you. Can we get the first slide, please? And you can click one more. Oh my gosh, thank you to everyone for all of that. In November, I know I have this item at the last meeting, but a lot of y'all weren't there. Maybe you were sleeping finally. But huge thank you. We had just under 700 volunteers on the doors, on the streets, at the polls. And the results speak for themselves. You know what they are, we'll reiterate them, but I know every single person in this room played a part in that victory. And so from the bottom of my heart, just thank you, thank you, thank you. And I'm so excited to see what the folks we elected do, because it's gonna be awesome. So thank you so much. Steve just said it, but right here in all of its glory, I made a huge size font. The deadline to file to be a precinct captain is this Friday, December 5th at 7 p.m. The deadline to file to be a precinct captain is this Friday, December 5th at 7 p.m.
When is it?
This Friday, December 5th at 7 p.m. So please make sure you've done that. If you have any questions about the role, please come find Fran or me or Rachel Halpern in the back. I will say I walked into this room 8 years ago and was totally overwhelmed. And Carol Fontaine cornered me, and here I am 8 years later. So it really is, I think, the easiest way to get involved with the committee. We have over 100 precinct captains, so you have a great cohort of peers. We train you. We don't expect you to know anything. We'll teach you how to organize hyper locally. You get to know your neighbors at the most local level. It's super, super fun, and I can't encourage it enough if you're new to the party and want to get involved. So make sure you file. The deadline is this Friday, December 5th at 7 p.m. Thank you so much. Next slide, please.
Whoops.
And just a reminder, if you're a precinct captain, like Paul said, if you're a precinct captain, you've already refiled. You do have to separately file to vote in the reorg. That's a separate form. It's in my email. That form is due December 15th. So just make sure you do both, unless you don't want to vote, and that's fine too. Okay. This is my last meeting in this role, but I have decided to keep going with the precinct ops book club because we had so much fun this year. We read 11 books of all different types. Some were really great, some were really bad, but regardless, we had a lot of fun discussing them. Up next is Fever Beach by Carl Hiaasen of Hoot fame, if you're familiar. And we thought we'd make it a little bit topical. I hear there's some light January 6th references, but nothing too dramatic. So if you want to join us, please go check that out at the library or buy it at your local bookstore. And we're going to have a lot more books. We're going to decide which books we're reading for the whole year. We haven't decided that yet. So if you have ideas for books you want to read, shoot me an email and we will add them to the list for consideration. Otherwise, come January, be ready for that full list so that you can check them out early and get started. And that is it for me. Thank you very much, everyone.
Thank you, Sarah. Lanford, big round of applause for Sarah. All the great work together. Precinct officer grants, continuing this film these last 4 years. And many thanks to Sarah, many thanks to Fran, all the folks that worked hard to help them. All of it to keep happening. And the next greatest thing that Arlington Democrats does after precinct ops, though, is beyond Arlington. So I want to pitch now, not Steve.
Thank you, Steve, and thanks to each and every one of you for being here tonight. I truly appreciate you taking the time to be here. It's critically important that we come together and do this great work. And I'm sorry, sir, I wasn't paying attention. When's that filing deadline to go ahead and see that? If you haven't joined as a precinct captain, it's a fantastic role to get involved. And I'll tell you what, organizing makes me feel better about this world. Doing a little bit of good, reaching out, having meaningful conversations with neighbors, it's a really powerful thing. So please get involved that way. But it's not enough just to do the great work in Arlington. We do have to do the great work beyond Arlington. So because I love you all, I put together a few slides. So let's take a look. All right, so first of all, there was a special election in Tennessee. We did not win, so that's unfortunate. But we did swing 13 points, and this is a whole bunch of counties outside Tennessee. So let's talk a little bit about what this means. With the next slide. And this is special election. So this one's from the New York Times this morning, or maybe late last night. But what we're looking at is special elections over performance. Last night, that was a 13-point swing over our neighbors in Fairfax County. Had a 16-point swing for James Walkinshaw. Down in Florida, we had 16-point, 23-point swings. So that's actually some pretty enormous swings toward the Democratic side. Those don't happen automatically. Work needs to happen to make this a go. But I just want to return to so if either chair, whoever's the chair next year, if they will have me again as Beyond Arlington, here are what I see as our big priorities. That we've got to concentrate on swing U.S. Senate seats. We've got to concentrate on swing U.S. House seats. There's going to be special elections that we need to focus on. And we are going to partner with Swing Left, which is doing some amazing work all across the country, because that's what the stakes are. We have to hold this administration accountable, and that means getting power, that means getting the House back, that means getting the Senate back, that means getting state legislatures back. So let's take a look at this next slide. So this is kind of an ugly map. That is where we're at right now. Republican influencers online look to gloat, say, look at all this red and everything, but they forget that land doesn't vote, people vote. Let's go to the next slide. And it actually looks a little bit more like this when we actually do it by population and looking at the presidential count. But if we swing some 13 points, if we get what the margin was in Tennessee last night, put that all over the United States, we would pick up something like, on this next slide, 250 seats in the House. So we have some extraordinary opportunities in the year ahead. But again, none of this happens automatically. None of it happens just because the tide wind blows one way, then blows another way. It is true that there's certain trends that happen, but we have agency here. We can take a dramatic role in making things happen. So here's for the Senate. The bottom line: to get to that majority, we have to flip 4 seats. And that means holding all the blue seats. That gives us 45. I showed this last month, but it's just important to repeat this. 45 seats. We've got to defend Michigan and Georgia. We've got to flip Maine, and we've got to flip North Carolina. Also, because my mom will kill me if we don't. And she's living down there, and she's knocking more doors than I am now. And then we got the hard ones. Iowa, the extremely hard ones. Iowa, Ohio, Texas, or Alaska. But if we win any 2 of those, plus all those others, we get the Senate majority. So that's what it can be. For the House, with redistricting coming in Virginia, perhaps, with redistricting in Texas, although maybe not, redistricting in California, there's too many uncertainties right now for us to have a good glance at all that. But we will stay focused there. Also, the Democratic Legislative Council, this is the DLCC, the campaign council, campaign committee. They are looking at state races. They have Virginia nice and yellow because we got Delegate Alfonso Lopez back there. 13 more friends in the House of Delegates. All across the state. But there's a whole bunch of other seats we need to win. If we know anything about the way these maps are drawn, the way voting rights are written, the way healthcare and Medicaid are protected, these state majorities incredibly matter. And so we'll be focused on those as well. And then we're going to partner with Swing Left. Yasmin Raji, who started actually working in the Arlington Democrats office all the way back in 2017 with Mobilize when she was there. She's leading Swing Left. They're doing a new way of having quality, deep conversations with voters. So it's not just the slice and dice, go for a few margins here. They're really trying to look at year-round organizing. They're doing a training on this of how they are trying to really revamp our tried and true door knocking, to really use all the tools we have available today and make that more effective. They're doing that next Tuesday, December 9th, 8 p.m. on Mobilize. I will definitely be there taking notes. And if you'd like to join me on this next slide, we've got the QR code that links to a Google Doc with this link there. And also, any more special elections or any other Republicans decide they want to go pursue their dreams in the private sector or crypto or whatever it is that they want to do, and we get some more openings. If there's another special election, we'll put it up there. We'll make some calls and all that. And we really are looking forward to doing this. We have to do the work in Arlington. We've never taken Arlington for granted. but we never not just do Arlington, but we also gotta look beyond so that we can expand our majorities, so we can take back power, so we can defend our human rights, which are in jeopardy in the state. I thank you again all for being here so much.
Telling us to be anybody, thank you, Kip. All right, before we welcome up outreach, I would be remiss if I did not introduce our elected officials tonight. We've already heard from Commissioner of the Revenue, Kim Klangler, big round of applause. I know we have our clerk of the court, Paul Ferguson, with us. Paul, right over here. Paul, thanks for being here. Got a couple of school board members. Bethany Zucker Sutton is with us tonight. And if I saw her flyer in the chair, I think she's candidate for school board for 2026. And I'm pretty sure, I think I saw Mo Bryant around the corner. Oh, yeah. Recently elected school board member Mo Bryant is with us tonight. County board member Tuckis Carantonis is with us tonight. Recently re-elected planning board member. And chair. Maureen Coffey is with us tonight. Thank you for being here, Maureen. And then let's see, our delegate Alfonso Lopez is with us tonight. And also our 8th District Chair, Margot Horner, is with us tonight. Thank you for being here. All right, with that, let me welcome, did I miss anybody? And with that, let me welcome up Brian Coleman for outreach.
Evening, Arlington Democrats. Thank you so much for coming out tonight, and I want to do another shout out for Beyond Arlington. They're some of the hardest working people in the party. At Gilbane to New York to North Carolina, so I really appreciate all the work they do for us across the country, not just here at Arlington. First, I want to start off with our outreach team. As you can see, we have over a dozen different caucuses. So please, quick raise of hands. How many people are actively involved in one of our caucuses? All right, that's looking kind of thin. That means you gotta please speak to me, speak to any one of our chairs. There are plenty of opportunities to get involved, and we have really exciting things coming up next year. We're actively developing a new outreach plan that'll help make outreach more lateral, so our caucuses will have more conversation with one another. We've had a lot of great events this year between Latino caucus and the Black caucus, for example, and there are a lot of new opportunities coming into a midterm year for you to get engaged. So please feel free to reach out to me. Next slide, please. We have a handful of events coming up. So first, we have our monthly Labor Caucus meeting, which will be virtual tomorrow from 6 to 7 p.m. On the 6th, we'll have our Black Caucus political engagement conversation. It'll also be a virtual event from 10 a.m. to 12 p.m. And then lastly, on the 14th, Latino Caucus will be having their annual holiday celebration at Cafe Sazon from 12 p.m. to 2 p.m. Lastly, we do collect non-perishable items from or AFAC for our Veterans and Military Families Caucus. You can see it right where Kim is holding up a box of Cheerios behind you. That's where you can make your donation. We collect donations every single month. So please, it really means a lot, especially during the holiday season, to contribute and help those in the community. This is our Black Caucus event, Black Political Power in Virginia. It's a great event that we'll be partnering up with a variety of Black caucuses across Northern Virginia to host. So please, if you're so inclined, register to scan me down at the bottom of the page. And we'll also have it on our social media for you to get engaged with. So if you want to register ahead of time and attend, we please would like to have you. Next slide, please. Secondly, we have our Latino Caucus annual holiday celebration coming up on 7/14. Here are some of the details. Please take a picture to have it for your own record. And we also have coffee and hot chocolate. I remember going last year, and the hot chocolate is awesome. Please come for nothing else. If you don't like me, just come for hot chocolate. Straight up, please. It's really good. Yeah. Next slide, and lastly, for our Collie Caucus that has our new and great Chair McFlorius, so excited to have her on. If you'd like to get engaged, please scan this QR code, agree to our Mobilize, because we're actively recruiting for our Quality Caucus. So looking forward to speaking with all of you later on tonight, and we can move on to our next topic. Thank you.
All right, before we bring up AYD, just two quick announcements. If you want to attend the swearing in of our newly elected school board member, Mo Bryant, that is Saturday at 10 a.m. at Wakefield High School. Really excited to see all the great things that Mo is going to do with our schools. Also, 10 days after that, Takas Karen Tonis is going to be sworn in at the recess meeting at 6 p.m. at the county board room, Bozeman Center. That's again at 6 p.m. on the 16th. Congratulations, Takas. Bring out Jesse Ojeda.
Hello, everyone. I will try and keep this brief because I don't want to tempt you with all the sweet treats at the back any longer than I have to. So, next slide, please. If you were not present at our meeting last month, I'm very excited to share that our new board has been elected. Many of whom have absconded for an early holiday, which is why I, as the VP, am standing here today. Lucky that, but I'm very glad to be here with you all. So here are a few of our board members. Owen Williams is actually in the house tonight. So as well as Justin Kilo, our new political director in the back. I love David Sweater. And here are a few more of our board members, including our outgoing emeritus Brian Atkins. I also want to give a special shout out to Tenley O'Hara, who is now leading AYD's board after a record 7-year run. And whether he likes it or not, we will be looping her in. So she will be here regardless. Next slide, please. Okay, quick overview of our upcoming events. I hope you have all already secured your ticket for our holiday brunch, which will be this Saturday from 1:30 to 3:30 words at William Jeffries Tavern. There will be a next slide with a QR code where you can purchase your ticket. Tickets are $20 and include brunch and bottomless mimosas. You're not going to find a better deal in Arlington, I promise you. We also have next weekend our day of service, which will be 2 events. In the morning, we'll be doing Wreaths Across America at Arlington Cemetery, and in the afternoon, we will be partnering with True Ground to wrap presents for families in need. So I hope that you will be able to join us at one or more of these events. And then TBD on our January social. So here's that QR code. Please pull out your phone, scan now. I know you want to. This event is also up on Mobilize. If you need a little bit more time to decide, you wake up Saturday morning and decide, hey, yeah, mimosa sounds pretty darn good to me. Okay, next slide, please. Again, our day of service, if you're interested, again, this is on Mobilize. This is being promoted on our socials later this week, I believe. The brunch is already live there, so you can get more info. You can also always go to our website, arlingtonyoungdems.org. Next slide, and that is it. Like I said, pretty easy.